Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Jürgen Lindner and I have the pleasure today to share this virtual stage with Carl, who's joining us from Catholic Relief Services. And we're going to have a conversation as to how Oracle and Catholic Relief Services are teaming up to really tackle fundamental humanitarian type of problems here. So I'm excited to have Carl here. Carl, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Jürgen. I'm excited to be here as well.
Maybe for the audience who does not know Catholic Relief Services, could you give us a little bit of a story as to what is the mission, when was it founded?
Catholic Relief Services was started just at the end of World War II to help with war relief. Our mission is really to uphold and support the sacredness and dignity of all human life. And we do that through helping the most vulnerable people in the world. 65% of our staff are Muslim because we hire locally. We celebrate that diversity that we have. We have Jewish team members, we have Muslim team members, we have Hindu team members, we have Catholic team members. All of our work is done outside the U.S. The vast majority of those that we work with are in sub-Saharan Africa, places that are generally hard to get to and are fraught with conflict and frankly now climate change as well. We're in places like Poland and Moldova and Romania, and we have partners actually in Ukraine right now, and most of their offices are open. I work with the most courageous people in the world, the people who live in South Sudan, Ethiopia, even Madagascar now are seeing weather patterns that they've never seen before.
I mean, this is a fascinating mission, and we're going to go a little deeper as well as to what that all means in a second. But you had a technology career before joining Catholic Relief Services. So what do you take from that previous world into your new world to really apply technology for the outcomes you're describing?
You can't lead with technology. You got to lead with people, and you got to lead with process, and you got to lead with culture, and you have to lead with data. And then you can start thinking about what's the right technology to use to pull all four of those other things forward. How do we really move the most important initiatives forward in terms of delivering on our strategy? How do we move technology out into the field?
You've chosen a cloud path. Was it ever consideration to stay on premise, or was cloud the way to go?
Cloud was the only way to go. We don't have the staff to really man a data center in a way that someone like Oracle can do. We count on you to take care of all of those devices that we have, to manage those. So we're cloud first. Everything that we do is cloud.
Now, we are partnering up in several technology partnership angles, right? Around human capital, around financial planning, supply chain issues. Could you describe a little bit, Carl, how you're using the software and how it helps you to address, for example, the workforce challenges you have been describing?
We didn't know our workforce. We didn't know where they were. We didn't know what they were doing. We had visibility to 500 of our 8,400 person staff. That's not a good thing to have. With Oracle now, we've got HCM rolled out around the world. We know how many people we have, we know where they are, and we know what they're doing. We're now beginning to look at diversity and inclusion. We call it READY, so respect, equity, diversity, and inclusion. We're hoping that using HCM and the tools that are in the toolbox for HCM, it'll allow us to really think about diversity and inclusion in a much broader way.
Could you go a little deeper how, for example, our finance system, ERP, and planning come into the existence here and help you?
Planning is critical for us, and particularly the workforce part of planning. Outside of commodities that we generally get from the U.S. government and then distribute, the workforce is our biggest expense. If we're not allocating them to a donor account, then we're paying for that with money that we could use to help participants in our program. And from a finance standpoint, the best way that we can help our donors meet their goals is to make sure that we're distributing that money and those goods as quickly as possible to the right people. And the finance system and the project management system allow us to do those two things.
Everyone right now knows what supply chain is. We've all experienced the disruption and we're continuing to experiencing it. But I think the subtleties as to how a humanitarian supply chain looks like maybe escapes some of us as novices. Would you be able to shed a little bit more light into this?
So our biggest supply chain items are a net that actually people sleep under to keep mosquitoes from biting them and giving them malaria. And so we spend a lot of our time on eradicating malaria in Nigeria. And it is just a massive distribution of these bed nets to people living out in places where the government doesn't even know they exist. We saved the lives of 11,000 children under 5, by distributing these bed nets and teaching their parents how to use the bed nets in the right way. Other supply chain items that we have are food distributions, generally from the US government.
We measure ourselves in outcome-based metrics, but you had a conversation about impact-based metrics, right? If you could talk to that evolution of how you measure success, that would be brilliant.
So over the last 2 years, we've spent time thinking about what really are important measures from our participant standpoint. Lives saved is one of them. Things like the number of hectares of land that we've restored so that they can use that land for farming. Things like how much money we've helped them to save in our savings and loan programs that we run.
If you had an ask as to how we could team up around the world better, what would it be?
Each one of us can help, providing your skills and your talents to organizations in and around your neighborhood and in and around the world. We count on Oracle to improve our ability to deliver. We count on Oracle to give us new solutions on a regular basis. We count on Oracle to keep our data safe. We count on Oracle to make sure that we don't have to focus on the data center. We can focus on delivering life-saving programs to people in need.
Brilliant. Carl, I want to thank you from the bottom of the heart of everyone watching this for spending the time with us, and I look forward to redefining best together jointly. Thank you so much, Carl.
Thank you, Jürgen.